This is an interesting list. So Carr was at an event yesterday and was asked about all this before we had the news that they were bringing Kimmel back. And he went into a list of what the FCC has been doing under Joe Biden and in recent years. And I'm just going to tick off a couple of things he said. In 2018, a dozen Democrat senators, including Cantwell, Markey, Blumenthal, Sanders, and Wyden, wrote the FCC and called on the agency to investigate Sinclair for a newsroom decision and to take action up to and including license revocation. So you've got a dozen Democratic senators under the Trump administration time writing the FCC and demanding them to investigate Sinclair for its editorial bent, okay, and which was conservative. I remember this. No problem. The left had no problem whatsoever with Democrats pressuring the FCC to pressure Sinclair into stopping its programming choices. During the Biden years, Democrats at the FCC took the unprecedented step of not renewing dozens of routine Sinclair license renewals. They stopped them from getting their license, which means they cannot broadcast. Okay, no problem. Democrats, all these same people preaching free speech, loved it. They were totally in support. In 2023, the FCC determined it would be in the public interest to move forward with a petition that sought to revoke a local Fox broadcast TV station's license because of content that aired on Fox News, a cable channel, which the FCC does not regulate. They don't regulate social media. They don't regulate any cable channels. They only regulate broadcast. And they determined, FCC, in 2023 under Biden, it would be in the public interest to move forward with a petition seeking to revoke a local Fox broadcast TV station's license because of content on Fox News cable. In 2021, Democrats in Congress launched a campaign to pressure cable companies to drop Fox, to drop Newsmax, to drop OAN on the grounds that they were, quote, right-wing. That's Democrats in Congress trying to pressure cable companies to drop Fox, OAN, and Newsmax from their lineups, and it worked. Cable companies did drop some of them. 2 Democratic members of Congress sent letters to DirecTV, this is my own research, and other providers questioning their carriage of channels that spread misinformation, including OAN. DirecTV dropped OAN and Newsmax in response. Democratic members of Congress sent letters to DirecTV urging them to drop OAN and Newsmax, and they did it. This is the same side now grasping its pearls about any Democratic interference in programming decisions. In 2021, Democratic lawmakers pressured the FCC to block the sale of a Spanish language radio station in South Florida to what they viewed as a conservative buyer, arguing that doing so would matter to their odds in the 2022 midterms. The sale did not go through. This is Dems pressuring the FCC to act in a way that was beneficial to them, and indeed they got their way. During the Biden years, Democrats inside the administration engaged in a multi-month campaign to pressure social media companies into censoring political speech. In too many cases, it worked. We all know that's true. And in 2021, a Democrat prosecutor in Baltimore filed a formal complaint asking the FCC to censor a broadcast TV station's newsroom for their coverage of her allegedly unlawful conduct. This is all Democrats exerting government influence to get programming the way they want it, either through the FCC or directly on cable companies or other broadcasters. They have zero problem with involving the government in censoring speech, including the FCC. The only thing that changed here under Brendan Carr was he actually tried to use it for Republicans. And without actually doing anything, just with his words saying we can do this the hard way or we can do this the easy way. But there is a public interest requirement for affiliates airing this content. That's all he did in response to that entire nightmare of lists I just went through. There is no equivalence between the left and the right on this issue, which is why I remain in the place of good for Brendan Carr. I'm 110% on his side.
Well, he's done other stuff. And again, I'm generally against the government for whatever party of doing it. But here's
of course, we both are. The question is tactics in putting a stop to it.
Yeah. But here's the asymmetry that I think matters to a ton of people. And I hear this on two-way all the time. Both sides are hypocrites. Both sides want to use the government for their own ideology. The difference is the so-called balanced, fair media is completely one-sided. And so you look at the coverage of two of our favorite media reporters, Brian Stelter and Oliver Darcy. Their coverage of that litany of Democratic moves that you read is go, you go. Great. Get those evil Sinclair people off the air. Take away their licenses. Their coverage of what Carr has done is the exact opposite. It's, oh my goodness, the specter of big government. So the problem for so many people, and it's ironic because, of course, it involves media reporters who are supposed to be the fairest reporters. The irony is, and the unfairness and the imbalance is, when the left does it, it's cheered on by the so-called objective media. When the right does it, it's seen as villainous. And that imbalance matters because that's part of what shapes the public dialogue about these similar things that are done with different purposes and get different coverage.
To me, it's just like the lawfare. They won't stop unless we give them a taste of their own medicine. Taking the high road has not worked. It hasn't stopped them, and it won't stop them. I'm sorry, but they need to suffer the consequences of their own behavior in order for them to stop it. It's a matter of tactics. And that's why I don't want to indict anybody who hasn't committed a crime, but I'm perfectly fine kicking the tires of Letitia James's mortgage practices, Adam Schiff's as well, Lisa Cook's as well. Totally in favor of it. By the way, there's a news report that Comey is about to get charged. We'll see whether that's true for his role in the whole Russiagate, et cetera. So we'll see. But this is a similar thing. I don't think Kimmel necessarily would have been pulled off the air had Brendan Carr not rattled the cage a bit. And they needed to feel that. So now, great, we have them all on record that they're in favor of free speech and they don't want government interference. Great, that's a win. We've got that now in our pocket. And that's something. It's something more than we had 5 days ago to go into the next administration or the one after that. One of them eventually is going to be Democrat.
I'll say some of the smartest and most principled people I know, including some former Democrats, agree wholeheartedly with you that this is the only solution to root out decades of injustice. And I hear the point of view from very smart, principled people. I worry about what it means for the country because then the cycle doesn't end. But I get it, and I see it manifested every day.
I think the cycle does end. That's why you're not in favor of the tactic, because you think the cycle won't end. I think the cycle will end, and the only way to end it is by making them suffer.
Yeah, I would prefer that they pay a price and that they get their comeuppance through different tactics in some cases. But like I said, I hear what you're saying all the time. The only way the cycle ends is if people start to play by rules that are equal, and that includes the press. And unfortunately, I just don't think this is going to have that effect.
Well, we'll see. I think this is a Republican win. I really do. I applaud Nexstar. I applaud Sinclair. They've got stones. It's great what they're doing. And I just don't remember ever seeing Republicans stand up like this in this way before. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Well, it would be. Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. So they created something special. And through September 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is going to offer you a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit just right now. Text MK to the number 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into one in gold. And you're still eligible for a rebate and free metals of up to $10,000. Make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.